Hey everybody, good afternoon. I'm Alicia Avant, and today I am answering the question about writing a book, which is I've done talks, I've done testimonials, and I've written things like that, but I don't know where to start when it comes to writing a book. So I'm going to be answering that question for you today. The truth is it's very much like writing a paper or a testimony. It's just on a very much larger scale. And so just like you would write a paper or a testimonial type of summary, one of the things that the easiest way to get started would be to brainstorm your topic. So you will start by just taking a sheet of paper and a pen or pencil and brainstorming. One of the ways that I like to do this is to make what you call or what is called a mind map. So you get your big idea and you will write a circle in the middle of your page and you'll write your big idea there. So big idea, or you might the topic goes there. And then from there, anything that you can think of that has to do with that you need to include, you would write as little ideas outshoots of your big idea. So that can be stories that you can include, personal stories that you can include. That could be facts. That could be it could be questions that you might ask, because one of the things that you need to remember to do is that you've got to hook your reader as they begin to read your book. So one of the ways that you can do that is through questions and stories and things like that. So you come up with all of your ideas in this mind map sort of format. You can also just what I call do a brain dump. So a brain dump is when you just write down everything you can think of that you will want to include in your book. And then once you have done this, you will begin to form what becomes an outline. So what needs to come first, what needs to come second, what needs to come third, so on and so forth, so that you're introducing your topic, you're getting into your stories and kind of explaining why you're going to be talking about this, and then maybe the different types or pieces that you will, or subtopics that you will cover in the book. So you can always do this in a one of the formats that I like to use is, if you can remember from like junior high English class, when you began to answer the questions who, what, when, where, why, and how. So it's 6 questions. It's the 5 W's and the 1 H. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. And if you answer those questions, you can answer like, who is this book for? Why are you writing this book? It will help you, how did you come about this? All those things are ways that you can begin to brainstorm what needs to go into the book itself. And so that is a really good way to get started and to begin to brain dump and to begin to form an outline. And then from the outline, of course, you will begin to form your chapters and begin to put it all together. And I wanted to just tell you a little bit about, because one of the reasons that I'm doing these lives is to share with you my upcoming Faith Leaps Writers Workshop series. And this series, this particular topic for this series of four sessions is first steps to writing your first nonfiction book. The books that I have authored were all nonfiction books. So they were more factual, type of books, not, fiction. And I wanted to share with you those 4 sessions that I will be doing as a part of the workshop series. It will be 4 sessions, and the first one is, and what I'm going to be doing is walking you through what we talked about today in a much more broken down step-by-step process. So the very first session will be called Getting Everything in Line. So it helps you to plot out your book to cite a length, and that sort of thing. Set a strong outline so that when you begin to write, you will have a good idea of what you're going to be writing. The second session is stories, stories, stories. And the reason that I encourage you to find stories that you can intersperse throughout your book is that stories connect you to your readers. And you may have a ton of knowledge and ability to share, but if you can't capture their attention with your stories and captivate them, they'll never finish your book or maybe even start your book. So definitely important to tell them stories. And thirdly, the heart of the message. Whether you believe it or not, your message is it can be in print. Your book can be your message in print, and you have a message to share with the world. And this is where the meat of your book comes into play. And then finally, the last session is called Get It All Out. So it's sort of like the brain dump, but this is when you begin your rough draft of your book and you get everything out of your head and onto paper. And I'll give you the best strategies for doing this and some of the next steps to take once you have finished writing your book, because we all know that it's not just about writing the book, but getting it to print and publication as well. And this workshop series will begin next Thursday, July 18th at 7:00 p.m. Central in a Zoom webinar room. And they will all be recorded sessions that you can go back and watch anytime that you choose. And you don't have to be there live to take part in the class. There is also going to be a Facebook group, a private Facebook group for you to ask questions of me between classes or anytime as long as the workshop series is going on. And this workshop is limited to 10 participants. And so you will want to sign up as soon as possible to get your spot in the workshop. And I just wanted to encourage you to go over, and I'm going to put the link in the comments below, and check out the sign up, check out the page to sign up. But also, if you have any questions, you can ask me here on Facebook any of those questions, and I will try and answer you. I may do one more of these Facebook Lives answering another one of the questions that I've gotten recently. I have answered, if you want to go back and watch the previous ones, I've answered the question about, am I qualified to write a book, or refuting the statement, I'm not qualified to write a book. I've answered the question, what topic should I write about? And I've answered one more question. The one the day before yesterday was about, what do I do if I can't afford to buy a bunch of books once I get my book, buy a bunch of books to sell. And so I answered that question as well. And you can go back and watch all of those here on my Facebook page. So if you have any other questions, please drop those below and check out the link to sign up for the workshop series that is quickly approaching. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your afternoon.